Our CI pipeline kept dying with OOMKilled after 10 minutes. Turns out our Ansible execution environment was a 4 GB monster, and Podman's default memory limit is only 2 GB. Let's break down Ansible execution environments, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. An EE is a container image that packages Ansible, its collections, Python dependencies, and system tools. You build it with ansible-builder and run it with ansible-navigator. It solves the dependency hell that plagues traditional Ansible setups. Before EEs, every control node had its own Python version and installed packages. A pip install in a playbook could silently upgrade a library and take down production. EEs fix this by bundling everything into a single container image. The EE definition file is the blueprint. It specifies the base image, Ansible config, and 3 dependency files: requirements, IML for collections, requirements, txt for Python packages, and bindep, txt for system packages. You can also add custom build steps. Here's a sample execution environment, IML. It uses the official Ansible runner base image, points to dependency files, and adds build steps to upgrade pip and record the build date. Build it with ansible-builder build F execution environment. IML TMIE latest. You don't build EEs by hand. Ansible-builder reads the definition file and generates a container file. Start with a minimal base image, then add only the collections and packages your playbook needs. Use bindep, txt for system-level dependencies like libfdev. Here's a requirements, IML file for collections. It pins versions with ranges to avoid breaking changes. You can use Ansible-builder introspect to auto-generate this from your playbook directory, but always review and pin versions. Ansible-navigator is the CLI that runs your playbook inside the EE. It handles mounting your inventory, playbooks, and SSH keys. Use mode stdout for traditional output, and pull policy missing to avoid pulling the image every time if it's already cached. This is a production-ready run command. It specifies the EE image, sets a timeout, limits container resources, and forwards environment variables for Amazon Web Services credentials. Note, never pass secrets via env in the command line. Use pass environment variable instead. The article mentions multi-stage builds, but doesn't show one. Use a multi-stage container file to keep the final image small by copying only runtime artifacts from a builder stage. This reduces image size and attack surface. The article uses Ansible-builder with the execution environment, IML filename. In Ansible-builder 3x, the default filename changed to execution environment. IML still works, but the schema version is now 3. For version 3, use version 3 and note that build arg defaults is replaced by build arg defaults under container engine. Check your Ansible-builder version to avoid build failures. The article mentions Ansible-builder introspect, but doesn't show the command. This scans your playbook directory and generates requirements, IML and requirements, txt automatically, which is a great starting point for your EE definition. When a playbook fails inside an EE, you can't SSH into the ephemeral container. Use Ansible-navigator's interactive mode, or run the EE manually with Podman run rm itmye 1.0.0 bin bash. Inside, check Python versions, collection paths, and test imports. This command runs the EE interactively, mounting your project and SSH keys. Inside, you can run Ansible version, test Python imports, and list collections. If a module is missing, add it to requirements, txt, and rebuild. EEs shine in CI. Your pipeline builds the EE once, pushes it to a registry, then every job pulls the same image. Tag with the commit SHA for traceability. In your pipeline, run ansible-navigator run with pull policy always to ensure you're using the exact image from the registry. Here's a GitLab CI example. The buildee job builds and pushes the EE tagged with the commit SHA. The deploy job uses that image and runs the playbook with pull policy, never since the image is already available from the build stage. EEs add complexity. For a single playbook run weekly on a laptop, a Python virtual environment is simpler. For teams with fewer than 5 people and no CI, EEs are overkill. But if you have multiple projects with conflicting dependencies, or you're running automation in production, EEs are the only sane choice. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. Our CI pipeline for a multi-cloud provisioning playbook would randomly fail with error, OOMKilled after 10 minutes. We assumed a memory leak, but the real cause was a 4 GB EE image hitting Podman's default 2 GB limit. The image included every collection we'd ever used, 50+ collections, plus full Python packages like Bodo 3, Google Cloud Software Development Kit, and Azure CLI. During a large inventory parse, the container hit the limit. The EE image was 4 GB, exceeding Podman's default 2 GB memory limit, causing OOMKilled. The fix splits the EA into smaller images and increases memory limit. The fix was to split the monolithic EA into 2 focused images, one for Amazon Web Services GCP 800 MB and one for Azure 1.2 GB. We also set memory equals 4G in the CI runner config. By trimming collections to only what each pipeline needed, the images stayed lean and the OOM errors disappeared. Never use latest as your EE tag in CI. I've seen latest get rebuilt mid-deployment and break a playbook because a collection API changed. Always pin to a specific version like MyE v123. Don't pass secrets via env in the command line. Use pass environment variable to forward existing env vars or mount a secrets file. Your shell history is not a vault. Don't use pull policy always in deploy jobs. It adds latency and can fail if the registry is down. Use pull policy missing or never after the image is verified in the test stage. This is the mistake from our incident, building a single EA with every collection. It resulted in a 4 GB image that hit memory limits. Create focused EEs per team or workflow. Keep images small and build times fast. Here's a systematic debug guide. First, verify the image tag exists. If a module is missing, run the EE interactively and test the import. For OOM errors, check the container memory limit with Podman inspect and increase it or reduce the image size. Let's run through some common interview questions. How does ansible-navigator handle SSH agent forwarding? Uses SSH forward to mount the SSH agent socket. Without it, SSH fails. When to use EE versus virtual environment? EEs for OS-level isolation, multiple projects with conflicts. Ven for single project laptop use. What happens if you run ansible-navigator run without specifying an EE? It tries to pull the default image. If pull fails, errors with failed to find execution environment. And a few frequently asked questions. What is an execution environment? A containerized Ansible control node bundling Ansible, collections, Python deps, and system tools. How do you build an EE? Use ansible-builder with an execution environment, IML definition file. What should be included in an EE? Pinned Ansible version, collections, Python deps, system packages, and custom modules. Keep focused. Let's recap the key takeaways. EEs containerize the Ansible control plane. Build once, use everywhere. Use ansible-builder to build, ansible-navigator to run. Pin versions with semantic tags, never latest. Ready to go deeper? Up next, event-driven Ansible, then Ansible Azure automation, then building custom Ansible collections, and configuration drift and compliance. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.